Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk. We don't try to, we don't want to call it a talk show. We want to call it a think show. Because are we thinking about the things that are put in front of us every day? Are we really paying attention? Are we thinking, is this real? All this stuff put in front of us. How is that affecting us? I know it makes us do certain things, but what are we thinking about when we see all this stuff? Well, tonight you're going to have Mr. What's going on, Elijah? And I want to say what's up to all the people who's going to be watching this later on YouTube. I'd like to extend a welcome to you guys too. How's everybody doing? Shataya, Orlando, Eric, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. If you ever hear me, me and this brother Rick Moon, we go back a long time. This brother has studied nature like the back of his hand. And when we were up in Virginia a few months ago, he talked about our connection to nature, blew everybody out of the water, including me. And he was telling everybody how we're connected to nature, though we don't know about it, that African American never knows anything. But nature, the sun, the moon, water, the earth, all of the creatures that crawl all over the planet, that used to be our power source. That used to be our power grid. We don't even care about it today, which is one of the reasons why we suffer. And we look stupid trying to argue why we do stupid shit. I'm waiting for Rick Moon to come on now, and he's going to talk about this Biden dude that many of you voted for. You always notice that everything Negroes do, it always harm them. We haven't figured it out yet. We haven't figured it out yet. We do it. Many people are saying Biden didn't even win. And I can believe this because this whole matrix, y'all know it's a sham. It's a sham. But what we do in it, and when I say we, I just want to make this perfectly clear. When I say me, I mean Americans. When this earth was creating the deer, when this part of the earth was creating the deer, the turtles, the mountains, the rivers, you are also created in a like manner. You were created by America. Every continent, every place on the earth produces a people that will take care of it. The people who you call Black, Negro, African American, Moor, all those people, they are what America created. Believe it or not. Through a series of mind fuck, they just giving it up. They don't even care. Now, this is not everybody. This is not everybody. This is the majority of people. The people of this land has just given it up. I'm going to let Joe Biden tell me what to do. We haven't figured out a way to govern ourselves. No, think about it. This is because I'm your brother talking to you. Don't get mad at me. These are questions that you should, I mean, I know they're not asked throughout the day or whatever, but aren't these things we should be asking ourselves? Aren't these the things? How are foreigners coming over here getting in front of your children? You have to answer that question. You may not want to, but you're going to answer. You're going to answer. You're going to ask yourself that question. How are all these foreigners coming from these other places, and they don't get welfare? They don't get child support. They got to get up and make it happen. Then they come over here on you and just do whatever they want to you and make you agree that they dogging you. Amen. Ain't that how it works? Huh? You have people coming from countries where they don't even get welfare. You get it for 3-4 generations and still claim you crippled. And you wonder why people come over here and dog you. That's why. Oh, that's one of the reasons why. Yeah. So, you can, those of you who do that and you are comfortable with that type of lifestyle, go on, do your thing. You can do you, boo. Because everybody can see now, even the idiots that voted for Biden, because they're saying now, they're trying to say it now to be brave. No, you knew what you was doing when you did it. That's my answer to them. Because it was too many people out here telling you what was going to happen. It was too many people who saw the Biden fondling all those little girls. Because you didn't see it, the rest of us got to stop. The way the African-American, Black, Negro person thinks, it has to make you want to vomit. Just the way they think. I asked a brother the other day, this brother's master's degree, college educated, proud that he voted for Biden and Kamala. And I was like, dude, really? I just asked him to explain. I asked him, and you should have seen the look on his face. I said, can I ask you a question? He said, sure. You know the arrogance. Yeah, and I know you all met them, especially from people who so-called went and got a higher education, a higher degree, or think they're in the best church or whatever. They have an arrogance. And I asked the brother, I said, do you think if a sister from Compton went over to Calcutta and ran for office, do you think the indigenous people over there would vote for her? And as soon as I asked the question, his face dropped. See, that's the kind of stuff we do. We always do that. We all always put others in front of us. What would your great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers think? And some of them were here when you were on the planet. You put everybody in front of you. Everybody. And brag about it. You cool with it. You can do what you want to do. You free to do whatever you want to do. Why are you always free to do the wrong thing? Rick Moon was coming over here, still waiting for him to show up. Was going to tell us about Biden's first 10 days. Let me ring him.
Hello.
Hey man, you there?
Yeah.
Hey man, welcome to the broadcast.
Yo.
Huh?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you sound kind of under the weather.
No, I'm good.
Cool, man. So how you doing? Why don't you tell us about this Biden's first 10 days? Get into that, because that's what we've been waiting for.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, before we start that, I just want to say hello, America, and welcome to the show. And what I was going to say is, if you know, all of these voters and Biden supporters, I just want to say congratulations on your victory. I know that without your votes, there's no way that Biden could have won. As a matter of fact, blacks and African Americans actually voted 87% for Biden, which was more than any other group in that election.
Could you say that again?
So, 87% of blacks and African Americans voted for Biden.
You're kidding.
That's what the records say. I don't know about that myself, but that's what it says, that 87% of blacks and African Americans voted for Biden. Now don't get me wrong, it took more than that to win, because he also had 64% of the LGBTQ vote. He had 65% of the Latino vote and 61% of the Asian vote. But of course, there's more African Americans registered than all of those groups. So, and to have 87%, that's just amazing. There's no way he even comes close without you guys. But
I'm with Awaken the Red Pit. 87%.
87%.
Dude, I can't believe it. I cannot believe that. I mean, knowing it's the African American, I can, but dude. So what happens when that higher percentage of people? Why don't you tell us what they voted for, what they got?
Okay. Well, as far as Biden's first 10 days, this is what you got. Okay, he's made 40. He did 45 executive orders since he's taken over as a president, and I'm gonna read all 45 of them. But of course, I ain't gonna talk about all 45 of them. But I just want to, just read them and just for everybody to know what these executive orders were, if you don't mind.
Hit it.
Okay. Okay, this is day one. This is day one of his presidency. He did a memorandum. Hold on, I'm having trouble reading my own doggone right. Okay, yeah. Okay, day one, memorandum, reading approval of rules passed in the final days of Trump's presidency. Of course, before Trump went out, he did a few things, and I guess Biden just turned them around. Okay, number 2, executive order rejoining the Paris climate change. Number 3, executive order to promote racial equity.
What's that?
What that is make sure that everyone's treated fairly, no matter what race. So that's that.
Treated. I mean, but when you say treated fairly, so this is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm a voter. Just say I'm some random voter, and I'm gonna vote for this cat.
Right.
If everybody get treated fairly, does everybody get shot by the police?
It don't seem to be that way.
No, it ain't that way. Does everybody? So you used to have these things called historically black colleges and universities that went for the Indian who came off the land, who was trying to fit their way into the United States way of life. They started going to these European schools, kindergarten, and blah, blah, blah. And we started to try to be like them, try to learn what they know, learn their language, wore the same hairstyle, wore the same suits. Those universities that were made for those people coming off the land, they call them historically black colleges and universities. All of those people that you just named that helped vote for Biden, they are now taking over those colleges and universities. And the so-called black people are being thrown out. You mean being treated fairly like that? This is what I'm thinking if I'm going to vote. When I hear all this stuff, because what you're saying, and you're saying these are the executive orders that they put out his first 10 days?
Right.
Dude, how does everybody get treated fairly and you're not?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah, I'm not asking you the questions, but it's like, really? See, how is somebody coming to treat you fairly on your land, but you voted a person from another land? Is because of you, she's in, and you out here looking gone. What's the other ones?
That's why we're talking about this. Okay, number 4, proclamation ending ban on U.S. entry from majority Muslim countries. So I don't think that would, cover us, anything to do with so-called blacks and African Americans. Okay, 5, executive order requiring mask wearing on federal property. Executive order coordinating a government-wide COVID-19 response.
Dude, these are executive orders?
Yes.
Continue.
Okay. 7, executive order revising immigration enforcement policies.
Dude, what? I'm sorry, listeners in the chat. I really don't follow the news. I really don't pay attention to that. So this is what we voted for.
Oh yeah, this is what we voted for so far.
Rick, okay. You kidding?
Yeah, that's only 7. I got 38 more.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Except if it gets too egregious.
Okay. I'm sure on some of them you probably will. Oh, hold on.
So this is what I'm saying. This is the shit we do to ourselves. And then we're arrogant about it when we're really dumb. We're really dumb. I mean, this is showing you. This is showing you. And it's like this sister who with me all the time, Copper Colored Lifestyle, said. She didn't vote. Why vote for this? Really? So now, and so this is the people I talk to, because I talk to a lot of people that they college, they Moors, yeah. And when I ask them, you should see the dumb look on their face. And when I play them this, dude, what?
Oh yeah. Shall we continue?
Continue.
Okay, 8, executive orders undoing regulatory restrictions on federal agencies. 9, executive order incorporating undocumented immigrants into the census. 10, executive order refocusing the climate crisis and canceling the Keystone XL project. 11, executive orders banning discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sex orientation. Now, 12, memorandum revamping regulatory review. 13, executive orders mandating ethics pledge for government appointees. 14, proclamation pulling funds from border wall. 15, executive orders pausing federal standard loan payments. Hey, there's one that a few might be able to take advantage of.
What was, say that again?
Executive order pausing federal student loan payments.
It says pausing.
Pausing. That's what I was getting ready to say. But it says pausing. Don't say stop.
But go ahead, because I notice that in all these executive orders, they're loosely. I mean, they can be they're so pliable. They can be made to do whatever he's going to do, because I'm sure they're going to have committees and vote on this stuff and blah, blah, blah. It seems like they could. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, 16, memorandum installing deferred enforcement departure for Liberian. 17, memorandum strengthening deferred action for child and childhood arrivals. I guess that's talking about immigrants too. And that's day one. Day two, executive order promoting COVID-19 safety in domestic and international travel. 2, executive order expanding access to COVID-19 treatments. 3, executive order promoting data-driven response to COVID-19. 4, memorandum supporting states' use of National Guard on COVID response. 5, executive order strengthening the public health supply chain. 6, executive order establishing the COVID-19 Health Equity Task Force. 7, executive order supporting reopening and continuing operation of schools, which is a trip. Executive order promoting workplace safety and the pandemic. 9, executive order establishing a COVID-19 pandemic testing board. That's day 2. Day 3, executive order expanding food assistance program. Executive order assisting veterans with debt. Executive orders guaranteeing unemployment insurance for workers who refuse work due to COVID. Executive order establishing benefit delivery teams. Executive order facilitating delivery of stimulus payments. 6, executive orders to address COVID-19 economic relief. 7, executive orders empowering federal workers and contractors. This is day 6. Executive orders reversing transgender military ban. Proclamation reinstating COVID-19 travel restrictions. Executive order promoting Buy American agenda. That's day 6. Day 7, executive orders calling for evaluation of Trump's housing policies. 2, executive orders to end reliance on private prisons. Executive orders reaffirming commitment to tribal sovereignty, which, if you ain't part of no tribe, it don't refer to you. Executive orders denouncing anti-Asian discrimination and xenophobia. Day 8, executive orders initiating a plan to combat climate change. 2, memorandum on scientific integrity. 3, executive orders reestablishing President Council on Science and Technology. Day 9, executive order reinforcing Medicaid and Affordable Care Act. Memorandum expanding access to reproductive health care. That's your 45 executive orders that the president has installed in his first 10 days. And I'm still looking for something that pertains to the blacks and African Americans, because when I don't know if you saw his speech at his inauguration, but he said when he was thanking all the people who voted for him, he waited until the last one before he mentioned African Americans and black folks. And then he said after that, I got y'all back. Well, at least 45 Miranda executive orders, which one of them is for us?
I think a lot of them.
What are we going to benefit from?
I think a lot of them are for you. I think this is just the wording. The wording. Here's an example. Re-engage with World Health Organization. Since we think they're God anyway, since we're standing in line to get shot with a needle, since we put all our faith in everything, we don't get our orders from nature, or we don't get our orders or what we think or how we feel about things. We get all that from them. So like you said, he doesn't have anything for us. Listen, man, and this is why I'm with the home girl that says she don't vote. They don't care about you. They don't like you. They wish you were all dead. I mean, right? This is what I'm seeing. You've been used as a battery for the past 400 years. You have been used for your wisdom. You have been used for your ingenuity. You have been used for your ass. You have been used for your sports ability. When do you think they're going to stop using you? I'll wait. You are toilet tissue to them. And I don't know how you don't see it. Somebody come over here on your land, take your land, bring all these immigrants over to make a buffer class with you. Because that's all it is. Because why? Their numbers are shrinking. Yours are too, because many of you don't have the children that your grandmothers or great grandmothers had. See, that baby boomer, they're slowing down, they're sitting down. You have 2-3 generations before them that's hungry. What do you have to give them besides we shall overcome? So that's what I'm saying, Rick. It's like what they saying, re-engage with World Health Organization. So like you were saying at first, they were doing some of the things Trump, had put into place. So he's, going and taking them out. So with the World Health Organization, my question is, how has the World Health Organization been beneficial to us? Matter of fact, this is the time for an African American to come in and explain how the World Health Organization has been over in Africa. Rejoin Paris Climate Agreement. So it says type of action. It says sign an instrument. What does that mean? So, so his executive actions, or what type of action is he taking? Create position of COVID-19 response coordinator. And you watch this. And many of y'all know this already. The COVID response team, or the COVID, whatever they gonna call, that's probably gonna grow greater than the military. Because it's an enemy you can't see. You just take for what they say. That's why so many people are like, if you look over in Europe right now, in Norway, in Denmark, and those places, they having some problems over there. because the people don't believe it. Like here, they can tell. See, I know they can tell everybody that, but on this COVID thing, I've been watching the African American. For real, cuz Tuskegee experiment don't come to mind. And so we're so cut off. We're so cut off from life, and that just happened yesterday. So again, Rick, when you said this sounds like what are they saying? And here's something that they're talking about us. They can talk about you by not talking about you. Because if they don't talk about you, you say, oh, see, they didn't say nothing. Check this out. Ask Education Department to extend student loan pause. Type of action, request. It's just a request. You think for 1 minute, seriously, you think for 1 minute that all these pauses on these people who haven't been paying rent and mortgages all this time, what? You think they just gonna be able to just pay all that back? Or it's just a request, dude?
Yeah. Oh, but there is one thing that they're in talks about that supposedly benefits African Americans and Black folks. And he'll probably write an executive order for this pretty soon. Is to put Harry Tubman on the $20 bill.
Dude, are you serious?
Yeah, they talking about that, man. Yeah, his speaker. They asked her about it, and yeah. And then, she went on to say a couple of things about Trump and why Trump wouldn't do it. And then that's what they're considering for us.
What'd you say?
Now I'm trying to figure out who was Harry Tubman.
Man, but this is what I don't get. We voted for this?
Yeah. Hey, we was the deciding factor. Well, they were the deciding factor.
Nothing. Yeah. I mean, so Ice Cube. Okay, I remember Ice Cube coming back a few months ago, trying to give something to Trump, talking about how he can help the communities. I don't see none of that in here. What Ice Cube was talking about.
No. And as a matter of fact, Biden told him when Ice Cube went out and was talking to the Democratic Party, they told him to wait till after the election. Well, it's 10 days after the election.
You need more time. Okay, so
he done put all this other stuff. He done put all this other stuff for these other people.
Okay, so when he
gonna put something in for Black folks and African Americans?
You don't. Black people don't get nothing because they are nothing. Come on, Black means nothing. I mean, really? And see, this is what I don't get. I don't get how these words. That's what I mean. We're trained like dogs. We don't even look at the words that they're using against us and stand up and go, you know what? Damn. Black mean to them. See, words and phrases and feelings and all that is different from us to them. We keep wanting them to feel like us. It ain't gonna happen.
Hey, we've done a show on that before when we was talking about what different words mean to them,
right?
And what they mean when we hear them.
Right.
We did a show on that a long time ago.
Now here go one. repeal ban on transgender people serving openly in the U.S. military.
Right.
See, that's a problem. See, this whole thing where men can be a girl and fight women, MMA fighting or box other women, and the women are dumb enough to do that. See, this is your government. This is who many of you call Lord. Directs HUD Section 3, y'all. This is what I'm saying. Listen. Directs HUD to address discriminatory housing practices. You address discriminatory housing practice, but you're ready to let men who want to be women and huh?
Yeah.
Huh? This is what I'm saying, man. Oh, check this out. Combat racism against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders.
Yeah.
But not against you. I don't know. I'm sure Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and Mexicans and everybody. I mean, you know, a lot of America is mostly dark country, from South America to Canada. That's all, and everything in between. That's America. It's a lot of Earth people that lives there. So I'm sure they get discriminated against. But who faces racism more than you?
Right.
Who faces racism more than the American Indian? And American Indian, like I say, definition, I mean, you can call me, you can email me, you can say whatever you want to say about it. But I'm saying this. In their first dictionary, when they said American, they described you. And you ain't got to believe me. Just go look. First dictionary ever published in this country. When it says American, they say you. And in the same sentence, they pull their deception on you in their dictionary. Well, we don't know. I didn't read. I couldn't find it. My shoes was untied. I didn't, End Remain in Mexico program aimed at Central American asylum seekers. What's that about? I think he's going to sign. Okay, he's going to sign that on February 2nd. Create task force to reunite migrant families separated at the border. You know, just
and you know he just gave $4 billion of the so-called voters' tax money to help these other countries, you know, from all these immigrants, because you know they got thousands of them coming from Honduras that's on their way here now.
Well,
and he just gave a lot of those countries $4 billion, you know, I guess to try to keep them there or whatever. And he's supposed to be letting 11 million illegals get citizenship here. So
11 million.
He got a lot of plans for other people, but we're the ones for blacks and African Americans.
The ones who voted for him in larger numbers.
Right.
So that's my question to the chat. This is what the African American, your mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, classmates, this is what you voted for? This is what you voted for? So look, when other people had a client today and this cat tried to Jew me down. Let me get a deal. Let me get a deal. Now, this is an Arab cat. No, he was from India. He was from India. Trying to talk me down. He owns multiple gas stations in the city. I can't get it. I can't get a discount. I'm like, do you give everybody that comes to get gas a discount? He looked at the ground and sheepishly said, no. You know why he does that? You know why he can do that and you can't do it to him? Because it's already known you don't get the business that he gets, even from your own people. You don't get it. Nobody supports you. So you will scrape and get any dime you can because you're not getting the people that other people are getting. That's how we do business. We don't support each other damn near ever, but we support everybody else. And we do it with our chest out. We happy. Ain't you? You think you can go over and sell wigs in China, in India? They wouldn't even look at you. What you do when they bring their stuff over here? I want 5. You used to make the best shoes in the world. Now they put shoes on your feet, mostly rubber, to keep you disconnected from the land. You don't even get the vibration from the earth. And you walking down the street drinking a bottle of soda. That's where we are the past 50 years. More than that. And so you can see how we can vote for somebody called Biden. You can see how we do it. Easy. Don't have no problems with you. And you don't hear nobody talking because really they're embarrassed. I done even met people that just straight out lie because they look so dumb.
Right.
They look so dumb. They'll straight out lie. They say they are.
I got another question.
Yes, sir.
And where is this first black female vice president? Where is she at in all this? What is she doing for blacks and African Americans?
I'm sure they having a part. I'm sure they having a party on what's the chat room on Zoom. I'm sure they having a party on Zoom, and so and that's another group. I don't get it. Here you are in America, but you pretend that you Greek. You vote a woman from another country over here that have shown you she gonna dog your folk. And you vote for that? And that's why I say, if a sister, because Rick, you wasn't on the phone yet. This is the question I asked. Let me get your honest opinion. Sister is born and raised in Compton. She goes through the whole school thing, get good grades, blah, 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 goes over to London, gets a Rhodes Scholar. I mean, she what you would call bad. She moves over to India and climbs up through the ranks to become vice president. Do you think the women of India would have that?
Oh, heck no. she be looking at to get out of the lowest class.
Right.
Out of the doggone untouchable.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And we don't, and because we really, many of us don't know. And that's what I'm saying. I am not being disrespectful or mean or nothing to the African American or Black community. This is what they do. Anybody in their right mind will look after themselves. Y'all heard about those people over there where she's from in India, on that little island. If you come on that island, you're not going home. You think they crazy? They're one of the few remaining cultures left in the world intact. They don't go to the store to buy their food. They go to nature to get their food. They don't have all the health problems. They're not confused. When you come over here to the so-called richest country in the world, the indigenous people of the land are, it's embarrassing. But you get mad, but you do it. You actually participate in this idiocy. You actually make it, you actually give it life. I'm like the sister said, vote? Are you crazy? Because this is why we don't vote, because this is what you voted for. How dare you open your mouth and tell somebody to vote? And this is how you do it, which is not the way. So, Rick, where do you think the African American is? With this guy in office, what do you think is in store for the African American?
Nothing.
No, because you have 11 million people coming over here at the same time, where a lot of people, they said California's hemorrhaging. A lot of people, have used this COVID thing, not to pay their rent, but the people who own the buildings, I'm sure there are referendums and all kind of things going over to drop this, free rent thing. So you're going to have a lot of people displaced from that, coupled with these 11 million people coming over here. How do you think that's going to affect the African American, the Black people, if it does at all?
Well, first of all, it's gonna take away a lot of the jobs that African Americans and Black folks are doing. It's gonna take away a lot of those jobs. But to me, the biggest thing that's gonna happen is the whole capitalism, monetary thing. It's gonna crash.
So you think all the stories we've been hearing about this transhumanism, getting into this, how because I see there's 100 ways to pay now. Money, you can pay it in a lot of ways. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You can use a lot of ways to pay. And since they're also doing this transhumanism, which I think somehow is the transgenderism is helping push that on. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to be you. You can be something else. We can upgrade you. It's like the fake breast thing. I heard one girl say it made me more people notice me. You know, I think that's a precursor to this transhumanism.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just don't have to be myself. I can be, I can be whatever.
Oh yeah, that's been going on. That's been going
Right.
on for a while.
But it's like you're saying with all this stuff, it's all leading. You can see all the roads leading to one place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chance Rogers, like he says, the nanotechnology. Exactly. So what these people are getting with these COVID shots, is that nanotechnology?
Yeah.
I mean, serious. Is anybody even asking that question? No. So what will that do to people? Is that making them transhuman? Is that making them say, see, like they can hear better or they can see better? You know what I'm saying? What is it making them faster? I don't know. I don't, like they say the first shot. So, so let's say if you get the first shot and after about 2 weeks, I don't know what, you can run 5 miles in no time. You can run 5 miles in 5 minutes. I don't know. That transhumanism. And you're thinking, wow, this is it. Is that what you think it mean by transhumanism?
Yeah. Yeah, between that and control, I mean that's a way. That's another way of controlling you, putting all that nanotechnology into you and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way of control. That's gonna make robots out of us.
Right.
So and that's what and they using, and like you said earlier, they using that pandemic to be able to do all this stuff because, like you said, it's invisible. Nobody can see it. So nobody, we believe everything that we hear and see, But I'm gonna tell you what I did when this pandemic first came out. First thing I did was, heck, I want to find out. I want to find out what a virus is.
Right.
And that's the first thing I did because I didn't know either. I didn't know nothing about viruses like that either.
Right. What did you find out?
It up. Huh?
What did you find out?
Well, from what I see, number one, a virus has to have a living host. So how can it be in the air?
Give me 1 second, you guys. I got to get something.
Oh no. Well, I think yeah, it does affect because they're gonna with this nanotechnology, they're gonna have you. They're gonna start actually controlling. It's gonna be a control mechanism, and as a matter of fact, they're gonna control everything. Not only you, but everything about you and everything that you need. They're gonna be in control of. And people ain't realizing that. They just think that everything's okay. Oh, technology is great. You know.
You know, it blows my mind that we think all this technology is great, and most of us can't even grow a tomato. You know what I'm saying? We have no connection to the earth.
None.
So is that what's trying to be done to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. What they're trying to do. And we don't even I mean, and most of us we don't even try to, find out, what we can do, like example. They got all these people staying in the house where they don't go outside and do nothing. But what's one of the biggest preventions against COVID? It's the sun.
Right.
They got you staying in the house. Got you wearing a mask, which is cutting off your oxygen getting into your lungs, and you're breathing back in the carbon dioxide that you was trying to get rid of.
So from your end, how does it look?
What you mean from my end?
I mean, what you're seeing now, it's like you came on, you talked about the executive orders that Biden did. And this is a cat who you said, did you say, you said 28% right, of us voted, right?
87.
Dude.
87.
Dude, come on, 86.
Hey, I found it hard to believe too, man, because against Hillary, it was he had 80. She had 88%. So, and I just thought more than 1% more people would have voted for Trump this time, so-called African Americans and black folks. That's what I would have thought. Not
But you know what? So okay. This is what I want to bring on when you were talking about the nanotechnology. If 87% of people voted for Biden, doesn't that spell we're already under control? Because if you would vote for against your interest, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, and you're correct.
I can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe 87% of so-called Black, Negro, African American, and dude, I spare them nothing. How could you be so dumb to vote? Period.
Well, yeah. Another thing, that, and that's part of what you were saying. We already under control. they got all our people convinced that Trump was this evil maniac, devil, whatever. So it's easy for them to point, to have somebody to point the finger at every time something go wrong, because they get you to believe anything. The media, oh man, they're great at that. I mean, they can take something and you ain't got nothing to do with it. Next thing you know, you arguing about it just as hard as they are.
We have a quote from Patricia Johnson, and I really don't do this anymore but sometimes ignorance have to be dealt with. So Patricia Johnson tells me this. She says, "You sound so weak. The Bible says to do it. So how do you, male, bring it under control by force?" The Bible says subdue it. The Bible also says that two men created a woman. Explain that. Please stop talking. You try to be arrogant. Then the Bible? Are you serious? Where's the church now? Where's Jesus now? I ain't heard Jesus in a year. Jesus ain't gonna come save you from this? Huh? Ma'am, please. I mean, we're trying to get some different kind of thinking here, and you got to go back to where you came from, because that's whack. Please. The Bible said, huh?
They already been shut down anyway.
You said what?
I mean, they been shut down. They been shut down. I mean, shoot, I remember I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive. It took me 20 minutes to go 5 miles in Charlotte. Shoot, now, I can get to a place that took me 20 minutes. I'm getting there in 2 minutes. On Sunday,
yeah.
They always, and see, they've been setting everybody up for this the whole time. This is, and if you into astrology, this Jesus is not this is Aquarius, and Jesus is not an Aquarian character. Jesus is a Piscean character. That's why he tells you in the Bible that there will be one that comes after me. When he tells the disciples that.
So let me ask you this. We've been on this Bible for a long time. We've tried to be the characters in the Bible. We name our children after characters in the Bible. We believe man can live in a whale's stomach for 3 days underwater. We believe stories. We believe men can screw their children and it's all good. We believe all this bullshit. And now let me ask you, how much financial energy do you think we've put into that whole organization, that whole theology? How much energy do you think we've dropped in it? I mean, let's put it in dollars. From the year 1900 to today, how much money do you think we put in them plates, and how much of that money has helped improve the community?
Well, I would say, wow, man, that's a lot of money. It has to be in the trillions at the least.
Say it gotta be, huh?
Yeah. And as far as what it's done for the community, absolutely nothing. And as a matter of fact, when the churches were going, now if you know anything about Charlotte, There's a street here in Charlotte called Bainesboro Road. It runs about, as far as it actually runs out of the city, but as far as in the city, it runs probably about 5 miles, through the city. Now, in those 5 miles, I guarantee you, there's at least a couple of hundred churches within I would say within a 4 to 5 block area around Bainesboro Road. You'll find at least 200 churches.
But see, that doesn't, to me, okay, because I know it's a business. But I'm surprised that in this day and age, you have enough people to fill them all. That's what gets me. I mean, you don't read the first page of the Bible. The average person, I'm not saying everybody doesn't do this. The average person doesn't even read the first page of the Bible. When you ask them a question from where you see that? Where it say that? Right here. Never read. I'm 70 years old.
As a matter of fact, in the Bible, and I think, and see, I know this before. In the Bible, within the first 2 pages, they tell you about 2 creations.
Yeah.
But everybody has got their mind fixed on that one. Just like you were saying, they taking some man and making another man and making a woman.
Right. And what's a woman? What's a woman? It's a compound word. It's 2 words into one. Woe and man. Woe, sad and lonely man. You want to know why you got all the confusion walking around here? And we cool. I'm sorry, what you say, Rick?
I say, and it also means a cursed man.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can, you can do what you want to with woes. You can do what you want to with woes. You can do, matter of fact, and this is where we, don't we have our own words? Don't we have words that mean something to us? That means something. Don't when a mother cry because her son or daughter got killed, doesn't that make us think a certain way or be different from other people? We don't take nothing like that into account. We don't care.
No.
That's where we are. So these are the people who made sure that this cat Biden got in. These are the people who made sure that Biden is your daddy for the next 4 years. It's this. These are this is where you are. This is where you have the sister, copper colored lifestyles. Young sister say, "Damn, y'all, this is the young sister, and she sees it. She sees it." Most of us just want to argue and talk about the stuff that we know that they taught us, because many of us don't. You see, when you come here learning. You learn early that your mama lying to you when she tell you that Santa Claus shit. It's at that time when the child starts going off on his own, doing all kind of stuff, trying to learn. Why? Because your parents don't know it all. You learn that when you about 4 or 5 years old. I know we pretend like we don't know. I forgot. That's when you start learning. You start asking questions. You start seeing how nature works. You have brothers and sisters that you learn from. And then you weigh it against what's being told to you. That's how you learn. What you say instead of what somebody else always tell you to say. What do you say?
Hey, but no, we too busy. We too busy talking about what kind of outfit Michelle Obama had on at the inauguration, and what kind of mittens Bernie Sanders had on. That's the kind of stuff that blacks and African Americans was talking about.
What kind of don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. So this is what I'm saying. These are the people who voted, who wanted what you're about to see happen. So remember, going forward, things are really messed up. I talked to a young cat today. You know what this cat told me? This dude is 18 years old. And he's trying to work, but he's a young man. And he's just been trained to be an idiot. So he has to learn on his own. So he's been living with everybody, mama won't let him live with you, and she's smart about that. Because you can't disrespect a person that's paying rent. And then you're living there, you can't tell them what, you can't dog them out. So you're going to get put out. So, but you'll learn. So he gets a job at Taco Bell. So he came by to see me today. And I'm like, yo, man, we share pleasantries and stuff. So he started telling me about Taco Bell. Now check this out. I go, man, I hear they ain't got no meat in there. They don't serve the people meat. He go, hell no. Nah. He say, man, the meat is on the shelf. I said, huh? He said, the meat is on the shelf. I'm like, dude, y'all don't keep meat in the refrigerator, it's on the shelf. We just add some, we just add some water to it and voila. It's that soy stuff. Yeah, soy. Yeah. And I'm like, nobody says nothing? He goes, nah, man.
It's been like that, man. It's been like that for years, man. I remember, man, when McDonald's was the first fast food restaurant I stopped eating at. But even when I was eating at McDonald's, the only thing I ate were the quarter pounders. Everything else was soy. The Big Macs and all the other hamburgers they had, they were soy, man. Only the quarter pounder was real beef, and that's all I ate.
I mean, I can see that. I can see a corporation doing that, because the corporation doesn't look at an individual coming in to buy a hamburger. A corporation look at a city coming in to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what percentage of what they sell has to be real? I could see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And how many people? I wonder how many people actually knew that.
I didn't.
You didn't.
I mean, the fast food place has been dead for a long time, and I don't understand how it's. I don't understand how we don't know it.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you knew the artificial stuff that comes out of people's rectum every day, you would weep. You would weep. You know it.
we ate in school was soy too.
Right. And what is soy? Estrogen. Can you imagine a baby not sucking on their mama's titty? Can you imagine? Okay, so can you imagine a puppy going to suck the breast of a kitten? You know?
Hey.
So this is what you're going to have to do in the chat room, y'all. You have to start opening your own restaurants. Seriously. You have thousands of places in the South where your grandparents grew up, where your parents are from, and they are languishing because they don't have the spirit of their children there, because their parents moved to Chicago, New York, LA, all over the place trying to get a better life. They didn't get a better life. They got kicked in the ass. Is it now the perfect time for the children, the grandchildren of the civil rights people to go and reclaim those towns that, by the way, are still sitting empty and breathe life back into them? Nah, we don't want to do that. Boss don't want us to do that. So if boss say no, we just got to do what boss say. Ain't that how the Negro is? Aren't these the common sense things we should be doing?
I mean, you got this is where the South is that's where the weather is better. That's the soil is better for growing crops and stuff like that. And we don't want to do. And it's funny because most of us, we won't even try it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you, when you do something like that, and then you see what you have accomplished, you see the fruits of your labor, man, there is not a greater feeling than that. But we don't want to do nothing. We want somebody else to do it for us.
And so that's and so it's going back to what you say. They ain't doing nothing for black people. We sound like fucking idiots when you want somebody to do something for you that you wouldn't do for yourself. I mean, what kind of asshole are you? Seriously, you want somebody to do something for you that you wouldn't do for yourself. For real, cuz? How was that, Rick?
Oh, man. All I can say is you got to give the power to be. You got to give them a little props, man. The way that they turn all these heads around.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I hear you. You're right. So these are the executive orders, and you can go online and find them, the executive orders. And always remember this about executive orders and laws and stuff. You don't have nothing to do with it, and they're all aimed against you.
That's right. And as you see, we read 45 of them.
45.
And not one of them pertain to just so-called blacks and African Americans benefit. But you heard a lot of other people getting benefits from it.
So that's what I say. Other people are bought in here for you to act as a buffer class. See, the LGBTQ, their lives matter. Their lives matter more than yours because they can get legislation granted in their favor.
Yeah.
I would suggest that the African American come up with something better than the church, because that's been a failure. Whatever the sister name who talked about it, really? You're kidding. How do you defend something like that?
Well, I don't know, because hey, how is Jesus gonna get all these people back in church?
Y'all don't hear me this morning. There's a lady in the chat room named Davita Carter, and she grows food, and she always shows off her food because she can throw down. I've had the opportunity to taste some of her cooking. Bad. This is a sister who grows her stuff in buckets. So it can be done, y'all. People are doing it. People are having fun doing it. And it's like Rick Moon said, when you see the fruits of your labor, something that you taken care of. So it's like when you're growing a plant in the house. You know, when you try to grow a plant and then it dies because you don't do the right thing. But when you start giving it the right light, the right nutrients, and the plant starts to grow and blossom, that's you. That's directly related to you because you cared about something. You saw that the drapes was pulled the wrong way, so you made sure the drapes was opened. You saw that the pot was dry, so you made sure it was always moist. So it could always have something to quench its thirst. And this is a plant. Rick, we're gonna go ahead and end on this Friday night. Can you give people the last words?
Well, what I can say is we need to start paying more attention to what's going on and who these people are and what they have in store for you. And another thing that I didn't mention that I should have is, all you people that vote, y'all could have, why come and I'm talking about 37 states. I'm not talking about, because it was 13 states that couldn't do it. But you could have wrote in Jay Simmons in 37 states. And if you was in Louisiana or Oklahoma, she should have won. No, she should have won Louisiana. If all the brothers and sisters would have voted for her, she would have won Louisiana. And I don't know if she would have won Oklahoma, but she would have did a whole bunch of damage.
Who is this? Who is this now?
Her name is Jay Simmons. She's a concert pianist. She ran for president. And her running mate was another sister. So she lives in Texas. She was born and raised in South Carolina though, which I found kind of ironic because South Carolina and Texas were two of the states that you couldn't even write her in, but you could have wrote her in 37 states. And like I said, she was on two of the ballots in Oklahoma and Louisiana. Her name was on the ballot.
Yeah, but I think you need to check her out thoroughly. And after about 5 minutes in, you'll say, nah, not her.
No. I ain't voting for none of them. I'm just saying the people who vote.
Right.
A lot of people that I hear talking about voting, they always talking about vote for the lesser of two evils. Well, wouldn't she be the lesser of three evils?
You making it hard, man. Well, look, man.
Hey, but with that, thanks for having me on the show, man, and everybody. Have a good night, America.
So look. So listen, all I'm trying to show here is like, I'm thinking like copper colored lifestyle. You know, you want to look out for yourself. You want to look out for people who have experiences like you. You want to look out for people who have experiences like your friends, your cousins, people who are connected to you. Because we're connected through the land. And we can't do nothing amongst ourselves with the land to get something popping. And we can't because we think we're whatever. So this message is for the people who are indigenous to America, whose mama comes from this place. They didn't come here on no Mayflower. They were the people that when they got here, they saw you like they saw those people in that island in India, those sentinels. That's what they saw you. So you better start acting like it. Stop putting Kamala in front of your daughters. You've already done it, you know. So this is your home, y'all. Start living in it. Have a good Friday night, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.